When I was 8 years old, my dad took me to a pep rally for an up-and-coming political star known as Barack Hussein Obama. I remember walking through the doorways and there was a sea of people crowded around it. And my dad gripped my hand so tightly I felt it was gonna burst. And he had these really, really sweaty palms. And so there was just sweat oozing all over him. And as we entered the doorway, the gentleman on the intercom interjects and he says, "Mr. Obama will be here in 5 minutes. Please take your seats." And this creates a frenzy amongst the crowd. People are darting left, right, and center. And somebody bumps me, and I lose my dad's grip because he's got sweaty palms. And so I'm standing there just completely lost as an 8-year-old. I don't know what to do, and I start to panic. And I'm looking around, and I see this group of people that are particularly well-dressed, and they look like they know what they're doing. So I follow them. And next thing I know, I'm sitting in the VIP section, front row. And no one's going to tell a lost 8-year-old boy to leave, so I just sit there. And as I'm sitting there, I'm looking for my parents. And meanwhile, this is all in a basketball court, so there's 4 entrances. And actually, at the time, in my 8-year-old head, there's 5. He could come through the roof. You know, this guy's a superhero. And as I'm looking for my dad's eyes, I'm looking, I'm searching, I can't find him. And then all of a sudden, the sea of the crowd shifts their attention towards me. And in the back of my head, I'm like, there's no way that he's walking through that door. And I peer over my left shoulder, and in walks 6'2", handsome Barack Hussein Obama. And he locks his eyes with mine. And he gets closer and closer and closer. From my point of view, he's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if he was 6'2" at the door, he's 8'7" right now, just staring down at me like a skyscraper. And he looks down at me, and he extends his right arm, and he says, "How you doing today, sir?" I look up in awe. I'm trying to think of something slick to say back, but I can't think of anything quick enough, and I just let out this weird grunt. And he chuckles, and he makes his way around the crowd and begins his speech. Now, I had no idea what he was saying that day. I was 8 years old. But what I did pick up on was the elegance and the charisma with which he spoke with. And those are 2 things that I hope to be able to achieve, and which is why I am a part of Toastmasters today. But enough about Mr. Obama. Let's focus on the person speaking in front of you today. My story starts in Karachi, Pakistan, which is where my 2 parents met in medical school. And in order to cultivate a better life for my 3 older sisters and I, that's right, 3 older sisters. Anyone else got 3 older sisters? No. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's a lot. It's a lot. So in order to create a better life for my siblings and I, they moved to the United States. And like anyone else would do, they moved to the shiny Whitesburg, Kentucky, where I was born. 3 years later, they moved to the big city known as Lynchburg, Virginia. There's one thing you need to know about Lynchburg, Virginia. It's that there is absolutely nothing going on in that town. So growing up, we had to be very creative in finding ways to have fun. The easiest way to have fun was the movie theater. So my 2 best friends and I would go to the movie theater every single weekend. And I swear, from 2013 to 2017, we saw every single movie that came out. I don't think we missed one. And so this cultivated a deep passion for film. But by the time I got to my senior year, I had to have a conversation with myself. Did I only have a passion for watching films, or did I also have a passion for making them? So I had a conversation with my 2 friends, and we decided to make our first short film. And like any other first-time filmmakers, we swung for the fences. We blended the elements of Quentin Tarantino, Steven Spielberg, and Christopher Nolan in this mind-bending, epic 10-minute short film. And we screened it in front of the entire school, my crush included. And it was the most embarrassing experience of my life. It was terrible. But what I did take away from that experience was that I absolutely loved the process of movie making, and I had to figure out a way to make this happen. So I applied to film school, and I got rejected. So I did my plan B. I enrolled at the local college and majored in foreign affairs because there was no real film program, and decided that I was going to pursue film later on. So So upon graduating from college, I applied to film school again and got rejected again. That was a big blow. But in order to keep going, I tapped into my network and called everyone I knew that lived in Los Angeles and got my foot in the door at a mailroom at a talent agency and said yes. So I packed up my mom's old Prius and drove across the country with her 2 years ago and started in the mailroom. I now currently work as an assistant at a talent management company where I work completely remotely, so it gives me the freedom to pursue my creative endeavors on the side, which is what I currently am doing. Now, coming full circle, the way Mr. Obama inspired me on that day in 2008, I hope to inspire the next generation. Maybe not exclusively through speaking, but through the stories I hope to one day tell. Mr. Toastmaster.